Alright guys and girls, welcome back to the channel. We've got some fun ahead of us today. We've got to diagnose a couple problems. I think I already know what's going on, but on my Turf Tiger here, it's a 04, 05 Turf Tiger with the 29 horsepower Kawasaki 791D, I believe, fuel injected, liquid cooled. It has the Advantage deck, not the Velocity Plus. We're pushing 4,600 hours, so I actually got to do a service on it. We've got a running issue, no power, bogs down when you engage the blades. I mean, my guys are pretty rough on it. Plus, it's old. It's, you know, it's the motor that I learned on when I first started, like 15 years ago. It's been a good machine, but I work it pretty hard. We got a trailer hitch. We tow our wood chipper that we just did a video on, doing the updated bearings. Same thing with my stump grinder, which I did a video on that. I tow all that with this. And what we're going to do is we're going to diagnose the problem. I think we've got bad coils. Well, one bad coil. But I think there's some other stuff going on. We've got to do the gearbox on the back of the deck because that's leaking. The idler arm for the pulley, the bearings are bad on that. We've got to do those. There's some wiring issues because the key switch doesn't work. I gotta jump the terminal on the starter. What else? Maybe once the muffler comes in, we gotta do the muffler. I already have a fuel pump for it because we're overhauling this in the winter, but for right now, I'm gonna show you what we need. And for those of you that aren't very mechanically inclined, these are spark testers. They go in line of the plug and the actual wire, so you can see how much sparkle stuff is going on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it on and get you guys listening to see if you can hear it. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. Hear how it's dying down. Right now it's running pretty good. Every time it surges like that, that's when this cylinder is at fire. Right there. Now it's firing. Now, for those of you that don't have fancy dancy tools, those aren't fancy. They're like 10 bucks. I highly recommend getting them. This will sound the same because I already know that this cylinder's dead. Well, coil or something. Hear how it sounds the same? The other thing is, if you stand near the exhaust and you take a smell of it, it'll smell like rich gas. What we're going to do is we're going to get these spark testers hooked up so we can see what's going on. So that you guys can see what's going on. Sometimes they're a pain to get in, but and what this will show you is this will show you how much spark it's actually making, whether it's working or not, or any of that. let's see what we do. All right, there we go. See how it's only, see if we can get it focused. See how it's only going a little bit, very dim. Not really doing a whole lot. Now we come to this side, and you can see a huge difference in this one. See how it's illuminating my hand? That's how you can tell what's going on. See the difference in this one? Not much going on this side. Very dim. So hopefully that quick little snippet there gave you guys an idea of what exactly is going on. Now these are, I believe these are the Stens ones. I like them. One of my buddies swears by them. I can't complain. For the little amount of money they cost, it's worth it. It's a good thing to have if you're a small engine mechanic, basic mechanic. You can pretty much do just about anything with them when you need them. But we already got most of the parts here. So let's see if I can show you where these coils are located. I doubt I'll be able to show you. Behind this cluster of wires, you can follow this back here. There's, can't really see it. Let's see if that can show you. There we go. We can see it. Right there, right in front of my fingertip, is the actual coil pack for the right hand side. So what we've got to do, we've got to take a lot of this engine apart. I also need to replace this overflow tank because it's all cracked, dried. The lid's broken, it leaks all over the place, so we got to take that off anyway. I have a new belt for it, so I want to throw a new belt on this. We've got to take all the electrical off so we can get down there. Plus we need to get the feeler gauge and everything down there so that we can make sure everything's within spec. I couldn't find anything really good online for clearances, so I'm just going to go with the 8 to 10 thousandths that I've always gone with, and hopefully that should be fine. I don't see it being a major issue. A couple of the other things that we've got to do coming up. Oil cooler is finally starting to leak. The fuel pump sending unit is in there. I need to get that changed out. I already have it. All right. Let's see if we can't work on getting in there. Just leaks. Yep. Time for a new one. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna have to take this whole bracket off, but I don't really want to take off. Let's see. Well, that hose goes down there. And that's the main one in the way, too. I think if I took off this upper radiator hose and this secondary hose, we'd be able to get to that no problem. It's gonna make a mess. But to take this bracket off, looks like you gotta take the radiator out. Yeah, definitely. Definitely have to take the radiator out for that. I mean, it is only three bolts. 3 bolts on each side. Looks like we might be able to. See if we can get you guys in here. There's 1 bolt up here at the top of the, well, you can kind of see it. There's 3 legs here that look like that's what bolts the frame of the radiator to the engine. And it seems like there's 1 bolt here, 1 bolt here, and 1 kind of way down there next to the coil. That one looks like it's going to be a nightmare to get to be honest with you. So we're going to see if we can get to, I'm thinking what we might be able to do is if we get these out, we can just lay the radiator over this way, and we might be good. Ooh, that one's tight. Man, that is not easy to get to. At least it's not like working on cars. I hate working on cars, trucks. Alright, so what we did, I got 5 out of the 6 bolts out. As you can see, the radiator is leaning forward. So what I did is I put a block of wood on each side to lean it back, because the radiator hose is still hooked up on the other side, and I still have the bolt on the bottom flange still in, because it's a nightmare to get out. So I'm just leaving it in there for now. We're going to start with 10 thousandths to see where this this coil is at, and see what we're looking at here. Oh, a bit of splinter. That's nice. Alright, that just barely fits. So I'm going to say it's 10 thousandths. Yeah. That's pretty tight. There we go. Alright. Let's see. 8 mil. Well, that one fell out. Don't need that one. Definitely not easy to get to. There's no tensioner on the belt, so it's kind of it's going to be one of those things where you just gotta take the entire front end apart. I am not going to be able to get to that. Good thing I've got small hands, because this is terrible. Well, that's no good. These things are too loose. I can't put my hands on them. Can't really get a wrench in there. Ah, man, dropping everything. And I dropped it again, really? Oh, there we go. One. I don't even want to know how hard the other side's going to be, because the other side doesn't have as much room to work with. Let's see if I can get a wrench. Man. I am not looking forward to putting this back on. This is gonna suck. And of course, I try and do things the right way. So I bought a pair of them, because usually if one's gonna go, the other one's gonna go. So why not do both of them, right? Come on, almost out. Okay, so we come to find out, my buddy, seeing as how I'm at my shop and all I have is my phone, and I'm pretty terrible with technology. This coil is slightly different because it's a different output, I guess. I don't know. I've got to try and do some more research when I get home. But for right now, we're just going to change this dead one out, which I struggled for like half an hour getting the screws back in, which we got them in. I just got to tighten them down and get the gap set, but we got them in. We're gonna leave just this one on for now, just because my buddy seems to think that the other coil is different enough where it may screw stuff up. I don't know. But he's at a computer right now, and I'm not. So I'm going to take his word for it. And I'm just going to change this one, and then maybe over the winter, when we're rebuilding everything, we can worry about getting that other coil changed. All right. Oops, that's not tight enough. Can I even get a wrench on that? No, I definitely can't. So, either way. Here we go. See if I can get this. Tighten it up. Go. All right. Come on. Get out of there. Get out of there. Let's go. There we go. All right. We set them at 10 thousandths. There wasn't a lot of slottage. I know on some of the coils they have a bigger slot. This one's very minimal. Not much movement on that. So 10 thousandths is what I set it at. Once again, I don't have a book, so I'm just going by what. Dang. I'm just going by what I measured coming off of there. Hopefully it's good. And it most certainly went together a heck of a lot easier than it came apart. Ugh. Can I get this in there? No, of course I can't. Then all we gotta do is throw these bolts back in for the radiator frame. And since I'm not taking this further off, I can't really change this belt, which I gotta take the fan off. And then I think I gotta loosen these bolts to let it slack off a little bit, and then I can take the belt off. But this belt's in good shape. I just bought it just to have it because I felt that I needed it. That should go right there, no problem. And then we've got a long list of other stuff we have to do on this mower. Long list. I actually have to change the tires because we picked up a piece of steel 2 days ago. The tire's not flat, but it probably will be in short order. So I'm gonna work on changing that later. And I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna throw this back into a time lapse real quick, so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me struggle to put all this back together. And then once it's done, we'll get it fired up. We'll throw the spark lights on there so you guys can see the difference, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that coil fixes the issue. Let's go. Alright. Yes, I realized that I filled it up too full. I know that. But we got the spark testers in there. Both sides. So what we're going to do now is we are going to start it up. See what happens. I haven't previously started this yet since we put the coil back on. So let's see what happens. Hear how smooth that's running? See how bright this one is? This is the bright one before. Remember how dim this one was? I think we're good. There you have it. And that is how you do it. We'll get some videos of stopping the tires and doing the other stuff, but for right now, that's how you change a coil on a 29 horsepower Kawasaki.